Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're watching this. In again today, because A, I'm having car troubles. B, the Equinox 800 has taken a turn for the worse. If you didn't notice my last video, it has died on me. So I am going to try and rectify the problem and also talk about every single problem I have had with the Equinox 800. I haven't had this machine very long in the longer scheme of things. I've had this machine since 2020. And it was September 2020 I first got this machine through the post. The first time I took it out, metal detecting. So what's that, two and a few months old? 2 years and a few months old. And I'm not a fanboy of any machine as per se, but I do like the Equinox 800 for the electronic part of things, the way it works, the way the signals, the sound in the ear. I do enjoy using the Equinox 800, but it is a bloody problem child. I have noticed now they have seemed to rectify it, and then charging people thousands more a couple of years later for a machine that they could have bought out in the first place. But you don't know problems until they arise. I'm well aware of that. But I'm going to switch around now and talk through every single problem I have had with the Nox over 2 years and a bit months. So I would like to stay out there as well. I'm not like just a once a month metal detectorist that goes out for a rally. I get out as often as I can because I love the hobby. Because I love it. I do love it. I love metal detecting. So I ideally want a machine that's reliable in all areas. I'm still yet to find one, to be honest. I may have to invest in a turn over to the dark side, probably XP Deus or something along those lines. But that's a lot of money again. It's a lot of money again for the old XP Deus, but I've never actually owned one, so I might actually have to go to the dark side. But anyway, less of that gassing. Let's switch you around and show you the problems I had with the Equinox 800 over the years. We'll start from the top and work our way to the bottom as always. And the top is when you're detecting is your headphones. Problems I had with the headphones, none. Absolutely no problems at all. Other than obviously through general wear and tear, the leather started to perish, but they have been obviously used extensively, and also makeup, you know, from my foundation that rubs off, or Holly's foundation when she uses them rubs off on my headphones and stays in there. But other than that, the headphones, no problems to talk about. Next on the agenda is the arm cuff. The arm cuff of all things. Those eagle-eyed viewers will notice this isn't a Equinox 800 arm cuff. It's not a macro simplex arm cuff, which I have absolutely doctored and drilled 2 screws, one side, 1 screw in the other, packed it out with foam and hot glue to stop it wiggling. And the reason for this is I've gone through, this is my 3rd arm cuff for this machine. So I went through one a year, and that's not through misuse, that was just your general wear and tear. They used to weaken along these points here and here, and you'll have one side that would flop over. You just go flop, and that's it. And make the arm cuff, and end up with this nice sharp edge to dig in the back arm, and you don't have full control of the machine. So I thought, you know what, let's improve this. Not to Macro actually do make some good quality plastic parts of their machine. They're good, sturdy. Yeah, I haven't got a problem. Not to Macro's build quality. But anyway, we'll move our way down again. I'm down to the control box. Those will notice it's got some electrical tape wrapped around it. And this is a problem I had with water ingress. It says it's supposed to be a waterproof machine. I have never submerged this machine in any water. I haven't washed it in the shower. I know some people wash them in the shower. I haven't took this in the rivers or the sea. You got water ingress from just general English rain. You get moisture behind the screen, you get cloudiness. I dried it out a little bit and then stuck some electrical tape around every point I could see where it possibly could be going in. But yeah, considering it was supposed to be a waterproof machine, it was letting water in. And along with it, you get given a screen protector scratching, but obviously over time and stuff, all the writing comes off with scuff marks from muddy fingers, muddy gloves. I don't wear gloves, but from general being muddy hands in the hobby, you're going to get muddy because you're digging holes. It does sort of wipe off. They should have fixed that under the screen, but I understand why they did it, because it's multi-language. They had that in different languages from around the world, so it's not too much of a big issue, that one. But the water ingress is, because those people are in the know electronics and water do not mix very well. But yeah, another point I like to point out is one of the bits I loved when I first got the machine was the little charging port there, the magnetic charging. I do have issues not with the actual machine, but with the cable itself, where the pins, where they've been used for charging, on and off, on and off, on and off. The spring retention in some of the pins isn't like it should do anymore. So I have had times where I've had my machine on charge and it said it's been blinking, the green light behind my sticker there. It says it's been blinking charging. I wake up in the morning and it's still blinking and charging for a good old 8 hours overnight. But that's another issue. And we'll work our way down. And moving down from the control unit, only a couple of inches to my next problem, which happened last hunt. The cheap aluminium they've used, the integrity of it is very weak. It has taken 2 years over use for that to happen from swinging, but that could have been reinforced by something, and you don't expect. That's where it snapped there. It's where the aluminium tube slightly gets smaller to fit into this sleeve here. I'm assuming dust over time gets and gathers around the edge here and creates almost like a abrasive saw action through the swinging action when you swing your metal detector, and to eventually snap. This is a common problem. I have posted on Facebook and had a couple of people contact me and said it's happened to the same. You should go and spend another £120 to get a carbon fibre stem. No, I'm going to try and fix this a lot cheaper and hopefully make it a usable machine again for the time being. But that is a big issue because it makes the machine unusable. You end up with a floppy stem. Yeah, bit of a shame really, because nah. I would also like to point out this is actually my second one of these stems as well. The first time it didn't break there, it actually bent, but that was from my own mistake, lent on it. So this is the second one of these aluminium middle shafts I've had. But yeah, the first one bent and it was like that. It was still usable, don't get me wrong, but it was bent, so I exchanged it and got another one. So there, this pole here isn't even 2 years old, and that's happened. So that's a worry, in fact. Right, we'll move on to the next bit. Now, saying that, I have never, ever had the coil lug snap on me, but I did see that when they first came out, they were snapping left, right, and centre. And after people spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds on a metal detector, the last thing you want is walking around and make it a usable machine, and with the coil not attached, it's not going to be a usable machine. I did have a very good subscriber who actually sent me out some of these 3D printed coil lug protectors, and even got my name on it. Legend. People can say, oh, your machine's dirty, you don't look after your machine. Well, this is from my last day out detecting, and yes, I'm not going to say I wash my machines every time. I'm not going to say I wash machines regularly at all, because again, like I mentioned earlier, if you keep washing your machines, water and electronics, if you keep washing them with water, eventually they are going to find a way in and make your machine unusable. So what I first decided to do was CS2 Pens fit, and they do fit. I put a bit of tape around them, but there's still a little bit of movement in there. So I'm going to try, something else jumps in the head. I have a broom. So I cut the broom handle off. But we can see that's very thick, so I need to carve this down a bit more to make almost like a perfect little plug to go in. And then hopefully screw it all together. And I think I should be back in business. Should be. I'll let you know how it gets on. Alright, gentlemen, that's taken about an hour to whittle it all down. So I now actually have a wooden core. I need to just tidy it up a bit, take it apart, tidy it up a bit. And what I might do is I might set that and epoxy resin glue and then push it back together. And then put a bit of tape around it. And then hopefully that there will be job done. And I shall let you know. I've had to turn the Springer boy up to fit the wood in, but it still works. Cool. I did have a boo-boo. Oopsie. But other than that, hopefully I've just saved myself a couple of £100 or about 130 quid I was looking at to get a new fandangled shaft. What? So, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. It's the wood is inserted inside, and a slight layer of epoxy coats the inside of the actual shaft and the wood. Hopefully, that should be a fix. I should be out metal detecting again soon. Just need to fix my car and then I'll be out. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. I shall hopefully be out metal detecting again soon, like I just said. The reason I post this video is because with all these new machines suddenly spring on the market, I'm hoping that any second-hand buyers will know what to look out for when buying a second-hand Narcs 800, so you don't get stung. But anyway, that's all. If you like this sort of thing, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. If not, I'll just see you out digging on the field. Hopefully, Holly should be out of me again next week. I'm hoping to get out again soon. Just need to go and sort my car out. Right, let's gas in. Off a trot from me and Jackalope.